Carson. Go ahead.
I'll just jump on in. Natha Anderson, Washoe Education Association, and the Nevada State Education Association in support of this bill as well. And I also, there were some amendments that were sad to see go. However, there are three things that I think are very important to bring up. The first has to do with the action plan. I think that's a very important element. For the last 2 years, in my role as WA president, I've had to sign off that the class size reduction for first, second, and third grade is okay for 1 or 2 more students than what is currently what is the plan should be. And so I've had to sign off on that as the WA president, saying we understand this is a budget issue, but we have yet to actually really be able to sit down and talk about how do we fix it. And although it would be great for the funding, and that's what I think the end game is kind of to get to, we need to realize as well there are other things we can also look at. And so to sit down and actually have the school districts hopefully speak with their policymakers and other partners in this to come up with a plan on how to reduce those ratios is an incredibly important element. The second item as well that I'd like to bring up, I represent not only teachers, which is what I do, but also counselors and school nurses and school librarians and speech language pathologists. And too often people don't think about what their ratios are like. Our counselors, whether they are licensed teachers or actually working as the counselors with that license, have between 700 and 1,000 students that they're asked to work with. That is not reasonable for us to be able to continue to say that we're concerned about mental health of our students and yet expect the counselors to be able to find the time to work with them in more than a factory, almost factory-like setting, where it's, let me just check off that box. Yes, I've met with them, as opposed to truly getting to know the students. So I ask for your support of this because we need to start to not only document the ratios and figure out what the ratios should be from the Department of Education, but also start to address it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, Chris Daly, Nevada State Education Association. We continue to support AB304. We were disappointed in the amendments, but we think that the issue of class size needs to be taken on, and AB304 is what we've got to start with. In internal research across the state with educators, class size is one of, if not the top issue. It outpaces teacher pay, which I know is also a focus of this session, but it's a big deal. Common sense tells us, and research confirms it, that the number of students in class makes a real difference for students and teachers alike. The issue of large class sizes remains one of the most frustrating issues for Nevada educators, students, parents, and school communities. For the second year in a row, Nevada has the largest student-to-teacher ratio in the country. While rapid growth fueled this problem in previous decades, the lack of sufficient funding for school districts is the main reason we rank dead last in this category. Meanwhile, we know smaller class size has real benefits for students. It can help close the racial achievement gap, lead to earlier identification of learning disabilities, improve high school graduation rates, improve student behavior, and allow for more engagement in lessons. For educators, smaller class size improves educator morale as it allows for more individual and differentiated instruction, less time on paperwork, and stronger classroom management as teachers become more aware of students' individuals' strengths and weaknesses. Also want to associate with some of the comments about other licensed education professionals being significant in helping students succeed with an average ratio of 485 to 1 as opposed to the recommended 250 to 1. Counselors are overworked and too many students go without needed services. Social workers and librarians and other licensed professionals face similar challenges. Thank you.
Thank you very much.